Welcome to the Cups of Consciousness show. I am Alea Dow, your host. I'm a doctor of Oriental medicine, a sound healer, the author and founder of the 7 Cups of Consciousness. I have produced 9 sound healing albums and have recorded over 2,000 meditations online. I am an energy practitioner and help people shift their consciousness using their energetic fields. And this show is all about using your energetic fields to shift your consciousness, as well as exploring energetic concepts that help you create a more empowered and connected life. This episode is an energetic session that explores concepts, energetic practices, and protocols that are similar to a prayer, which help you transform particular aspects of your life. When you listen, recognize that some part of you is using your energetic fields to shift your vibration, which in turn shifts your consciousness, your behaviors, your beliefs, how you react and respond. You might even go into an altered state, so use caution if you're driving or doing something that requires a focused mind. With all of this work that I present, remember that it is your energy shifting you in your own unique way. That way you stay in control and empower with your process. So take a deep breath in, pull yourself into your line of light, and explore your inner terrain in a safe and supported space. Let's dive in. The Practitioner Podcast with me, Alea, Winslow, Astara, and Nina. This is our 3rd podcast, and we love to take time to connect with all of you, to answer questions, to dive into the root, to speak about the energetic weather, and just to go wherever the conversation leads. So thank you all so much for joining us in this podcast. And anytime we talk about energy, we give insights, we open our lens to look at things, we always want to create a safe space. So I'm going to invite all of you, practitioners included, to just take a few deep breaths. To use the inhale to pull yourself into that inner river of light. Use your exhale to ground and anchor into that inner river. Take a moment to call upon your guides, your advisors, ascended beings of love and light to encircle you in this safe and sacred space. Invite that energetic aspect of you to connect with your own healing source, your own spiritual power, your spark. Connect with all aspects of your being to bring in sacred shapes, sounds, and light that have the capacity to support you from a place of clarity, kindness, empowerment, gentleness, grace, and ease. We ask that these intentions and any other intentions that you feel are supportive for yourself be held in your energetic field. And also, too, with these practitioners and with the work that I do, decades ago, I realized that my energy is the cleanest for me. Your energy is the cleanest for you. And so with the work and with each practitioner, we're never doing anything to you. We're looking at it from a bird's eye view. We're modeling in our own energetic fields. We're sharing information, and we invite you to extract only that which you need to bring it in for yourself in your own unique way. And then you stay in power with the insights. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, dump it. And maintain your own unique way of navigating energetically. So with that piece, I'm just going to take a moment and tune in, and I'm hearing that Astara, if you kind of think about the energetic weather that we've been experiencing for the last several weeks, are there any insights or tips or reflections that you want to share with our audience today?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. The energetic weather, it's interesting because sometimes it feels so gloppy, like you're swimming through mud. And then sometimes it feels like there's no attachment at all. Like it's so hard to put feet on the ground. And it's such a juxtaposition. And we just came out of Mercury retrograde. And so things are starting to feel a little bit smoother. And something that I've been doing for a bit now is an energetic clearing in the evening before going to bed, making sure that, my fields are clear. And then when I wake up in the morning, to clear out everything that happened in dream time. And that's been really helpful. And then that way it's like yesterday becomes yesterday.
Very cool. Does that also tend to the spin? Like a lot of people have been saying they're just kind of spinny and time is like, where am I? Disoriented. Do you think that practice of
Yeah, it does, because it's like that, like I said, that combination of that spin. So I experience it as having no feet and swimming through mud. It's like that combo of both of those things. Because if you're in one, you kind of know what to do about it. But if you're in both, it's like, what do I do?
interesting?
And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like you're almost conflicted in a weird way.
exactly. And so it's that end of day clearing out the fields and using a spin, actually, and a reverse spin. And then but then having that dream time experience, and then cleaning that dream time experience. It's like cleaning up the whiteboard and starting the next day.
So what would one or two sentences be that somebody could be in a mantra of to do the cleaning at the end of the day and the cleaning of the dream time?
Okay. And something else just came in too. So at the end of the day, you can invite your higher self to energetically clean your fields. Very, very simply. And then when you wake up in the morning, you can invite your higher self and your body deva and your teams as well to let go of any responsibility that you may have taken on in dream time, because we're healers and we heal. And then the third thing that just came in was set your grids for the new day. And it's the same thing. It's really simple. It's like I invite my higher self, my body deva and teams to set my grids for the day, and then you can put in intentions.
Like for a supportive way, or for a calm day, or a grounded day, or a clear day.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Really
Yeah.
cool. So simple. And it's so interesting, this work. It's just like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And I think sometimes with spiritual work, we think, oh, I have to sit and I have to meditate for 20 minutes or an hour and a half. But this work, you can, it's boots on the ground. And so, Stara, thank you so much for speaking to that. And just like that simple sentence of like, higher self, clean my fields.
Yeah.
Good. Exactly. Beautiful. Nina, if you have something, or Winslow, on like the energetic weather, kind of what you've been seeing in your life, and tips that you've been using, do either one of you have any insights that you want to share?
I'll go. So for me, it's been like Astara said, like this opposites. And the way that I've been trying to balance and stay calm inside is really grounding. And and I noticed that my grounding is different than what it was like a year ago. So it's like keeping up with, okay, body, David, ground in your very own unique way. And another thing is play. It's like the playing and the integrating of the work has been the most helpful for I guess my body data mostly, and me too. But in dream time, if I, like Astara said, if I felt like I was taking too much responsibility or working too much in dream time, I'll just say, tonight I'm taking the night off. I'm just going to play with the nature spirits, whatever that is, body diva. And then,
and what happens when you do that? Like how do you feel when you wake up in the morning?
Oh, it's just so much more calm, and it's like the day is a new day. It's like, oh, you just forgot about everything that just happened, and it's a new day, and it's fresh, and it's a higher vibration play is, and and you can bring in like joy guides, nature spirit joy guides, encircle me, show me what joy and play is, because sometimes our joy and play changes, and maybe they have an idea that we didn't think about.
That's beautiful. Beautiful insight. right? That you're tapping into a joy that you couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Cool. And you were so embodying that, Nina. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Winslow.
Well, I was going to say, it's kind of refreshing, Nina, to think about that. It's like, oh, we just have to play to integrate or to ground. And it's like we would do that naturally as kids, but then you sometimes lose that or forget how to play or what is that for you. So kind of fun to think about what's your play, and that could be multidimensional. And then speaking about grids, a star that you were talking about, I found coming out of Mercury retrograde in the last couple of weeks, myself and then other people just coming up with having those challenges that you feel like, oh, again, like here's this same thing. And just kind of that little like, you're tired of it, you're sick of it, you're stuck in it. And so one thing I've been finding that's been helpful for me and then also others is to invite you, your body deva and teams to go back in time to your prep room to shift something there, whether it's reweaving a grid, whether it's retrieving and returning responsibility, and then having that healing, that shift, resolve happen in that space, and then rippling and reflecting that quality through the time spiral continuum to the present breath of now. And so it's really using the power of the time spiral continuum and that distance that you get. And I have found that there's been amazing shifts. Like actually the shift reflects, and that you can kind of get some of that nitty gritty that maybe in the moment's hard because you're triggered or you're tired of making that shift in the moment. So that distance gives you the kind of the extra oomph and power.
That's so interesting, Winslow, the way you said it, it's like, oh, it clicked at a much deeper level. And it's like anytime, and essentially what you're saying is anytime you feel like, oh, this again,
right?
It's an opportunity to go back in time and to do the redo.
Yeah.
So it's not really about this right now. It's almost like a window back into the past.
It really is.
For healing. Yeah. I'd never seen it as clearly as before, just right now.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Astara, did you have an insight
Well, yeah, it's like, well, first what Winslow said about going back to the platform and, and having that distance. So you're going back to the platform, you're going back to that period before you've decided to come back, onto this planet, onto Earth, and have another go at it. And you're like excited, but the great part about it is that you can amplify all of your tools as well. And so in amplifying your tools before making the leap, and then being in that place where you feel like totally full and excited again. And it's like, yeah, I can tell myself that this situation is going to be different. And then you ripple and inflect it to the present breath of now and beyond. And then that other piece that you just said, Alea, about the window, it's like, oh, that again. It's almost like a mantra that instead of feeling like, it's almost like a, wow, this is so cool. It's like, oh, that again, I can time travel and, and take care of it. So it's like, just that again goes from being something really heavy to something light that's really easy to shift.
right? It's like almost this, again, simple mantra would be like, all right, so if I'm standing on my platform prior to my leap, what would I have to embody inside myself? What kind of support would I need to hold so that there's never the, oh, that again? Yeah. It's almost like we take the, oh, that again, and go back and be like, okay, what's the piece that needs to shift?
Right.
Really cool. Beautiful.
And then you could do that too, with a relationship, right? I feel like it's so powerful for so many things that we feel are really big in our life.
Yeah. And especially like repeating, because we might have nobody appreciates me. And we felt that as a child. Then we feel that in all of our relationships with our friends, with our partner, with clients. I'm just giving an example. And
Right.
so it's okay, well, what do we have to embody inside ourselves before we even come here so that we never even have that thought form?
Mm-hmm.
And that key piece is our thought forms our thought forms and our emotions are a reflection of what we're holding in our energetic fields. Thought forms and your emotions are a reflection of what you're holding in your energetic fields. And there was a question that came through about Earth and like, why are we here on planet Earth? Why are we in the physical dimension? And I talk a lot about reflection, and I'm just going to gently speak to this and then see if all of you have any other insights. But Earth is going through a process of evolution. And from my remembrance, many planets go through a phase. Not all planets, but many of them go through a phase where they hold space for expression in the physical dimension. And then they use that time to have souls come and be conscious, be sentient in the physical dimension to actually make requests, whether it's conscious or unconscious, for actualization of civilization, connection, community in other dimensions. And then after a period of time, it could be eons, 100,000 years, 2 billion years, the grid of reality gets constructed in another dimension and many other dimensions on a planet. And then the planet no longer needs to hold space for life consciousness in the physical dimension. So then it moves all of that consciousness and that experience into other dimensions. So if somebody were to say to me, well, why are we here on planet Earth? And it's like, well, Earth is a very wise being. And she knows that if she creates a container for many souls from all over the universe and many universes to come and share information, then we're crafting energetic grids in other dimensions, whether we, again, are aware of it or not. So that's my answer on why are we here in the physical dimension. We're actually weaving a particular dimensional reality in many, many dimensions on this planet and actually off planet, because when you're in the physical dimension, you have access to the feedback loop you don't have normally access to when you're just in an etheric form. So on that question, any insights, Winslow, Star, and Nina? Other than, yeah.
I know, right? I covered it.
Sorry.
It kind of, also on that note, it feels like we're here to learn our lessons, like whatever activates spiritual lessons, because we can't see the cards on the other side. So here we can see it more clearly. Okay, it's right in your face.
Good point.
Oh, this relationship's painful, or financially, I don't have out on the street. So it's showing what's going on inside more clearly. And then we can activate this. It's like an opportunity to do the growth and the work and evolve. So we can see where we're at and then, oh, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I can do. And then pop out of here whenever.
But Nina, you just spoke to something really important, and that is it gives us access to detail we don't have when we're on the other side. And the majority of people on planet Earth only use the physical dimensional experience consciously to check their cards on the table. Mm-hmm. Then they go back over to the other side, and that's when they try to change their cards. And that's very, very slow. But when we're actively working with our energetic fields and looking at our inner world, now we're actively engaged in changing our cards on the table during the game.
Which is so amazing. And you think about it, it's like all of maybe for each of us, well, maybe not you, Leah,
Sure.
me, is this like, all of these previous lifetimes, it's like, okay, this is what I got. I've got this, I came in with this, I can use this, I can do this, and I can maybe get this one thing done, maybe 2 or 3 if I'm lucky. But now we're sitting here with awareness, and that's the piece. It's like when you start to have that awareness of being a light being, and then the next level of, oh, my body has its own consciousness, and she's got her own, thing going on too, and as a light being. And it's like, and then you're not just making requests, but you're modeling for each other. And it's like, and then that growth and evolution happens even faster and much more simpler. And honestly, the scary stuff starts going away little by little by little until it's like, oh, this isn't so bad after all.
The trigger gets less and less and less because you're getting even more harmonic inside.
And that's so beautiful. It's like that piece is so simple that I'm getting more harmonic inside. And so it's starting to reflect in my outer world.
Takes time, though.
It does take time.
Winslow, do you have an insight on that 3D thing? And then I do have a question for all of you.
Well, that made me think about, because I'm just thinking about the vibrations, making those shifts in the physical dimension, where we have that opportunity now. So I was thinking about that question with the adult, the parent and the daughter.
Yeah.
And how there's just this question about having a challenge with a daughter.
Can you read it out loud?
Yep, that'd be perfect. Should I read it out loud or you?
Yeah, just read it out loud.
Okay,
without
perfect.
the name.
Yeah, that she's having, my daughter's having a hard time finding a job and taking care of herself. She is 40. And so I was just thinking physical dimension, it is hard. Like it can be hard to remember that you have a lovely inner world because we're so used to being connected to others and feeling responsible or being empathically impacted. And it can be really painful and challenging. And so with this question, there's obviously different layers and pieces, but one of those is to ponder anytime someone that you really love is having a hard time, to think about if everything was okay for them and everything shifted, how would you then feel? And so you're then flipping. And so for you, then you might think, okay, you'd feel peaceful. You might feel relieved, relaxed. You might feel like, especially for parents, you'd feel like, ooh, if she was okay, then you would be a really good mom. Like and then you'd maybe feel better about yourself. So there's a piece about self-love. And so you have to kind of do that little gnarly inner work to figure out, wait, if she was okay, how would you feel? And then in truth, that's really what you're after, is wanting to have that feeling of peace or self-love, there's obviously that little step with the self-love of connecting with a quality you value, but to then feel that within you. And so there's a part of you, and the opportunity here on planet Earth is then to feel it within you, to amplify it so that no matter what, and no matter how your child or others are doing, you still have that sense of the quality, the energy that you're after within you.
Beautiful. And then you're also modeling a strong, coherent field, potentially positively, empathically impacting child.
Yeah.
Regardless as to how old the child is.
Yeah.
Really
and
good.
So hard too, because it takes time.
Yeah. And we love our children. And we want them to be okay.
Yeah.
But I think that also too, it's like, okay, what is mom after? And then what is child after? Because when you were starting to, I was like, oh, I wonder if Winslow's going this direction. You actually went to mom's inner world.
Right.
But then if we went on that same thread that you started on of, if child was great, happy, fine, lovely, like everything was perfect in their outer world, what would they embody then? And then maybe the experience that they're having is actually somehow helping them get to what they're really after.
Mm-hmm.
And then parent could model that too.
Yeah, that's cool. You could model what they're after too.
Mm-hmm. Both ways.
Yeah.
Great. Winslow, is there anything else on that one?
Just that you can invite your body, Dave, and teams to send energetic information, to invite their guides, advisors, self from the future as an ascended master, to encircle them to the degree that they so choose.
Good. Excellent. Astara, do you have any insights?
information, because you definitely have information.
Beautiful.
As a parent, as someone who loves that person.
So good. Astara, do you have any other insights? Or Nina Winslow, thank you.
Actually, I do. I was feeling into that to the mom too. And for me, it felt like she's holding responsibility for her daughter, the support. So if she can just imagine returning that responsibility for her support back to her, or then she would at least have the chance to embody support and be able to do it for herself. Because as a parent, when their kids are young, we tend to hold that support for them energetically. And just to remind yourself, return any responsibility I'm holding for her, and all responsibility. And like Astara said in the morning, she could just do that one little practice, return all responsibility back to my daughter for her support, her safety, her journey.
And Nina, you have children.
Yes.
You've done this. What have you noticed when you do it?
Yes. Yes. It's, I mean, it does not matter the age. I noticed she's 40 and my children are in 30s, but, well, two are, one's in the 20s, but yeah, I still have to remind myself periodically, oh, return responsibility. It's so easy to be attached to their journey because you want them to be supported and be evolved and all the good, wonderful things that you're feeling, but just send information like Winslow said, and just return all responsibility.
Thank you, Nina.
You're welcome.
Astara, do you have an insight?
I do. Sometimes you can't make that kind of physical, real world connection with your adult child. And yet you love them so dearly. And one of the things with these tools, and just like Nina and Winslow said, is that you can model, you can send information and you can model. So maybe it's something that you're wanting for them. And something that I've learned over the last few years is whenever I even hear that word want, just in my head or whatever, immediately I will go, what is that? You know, is that want for me? Am I wanting that for myself? Or am I wanting it for someone else so that it will impact me in some way? And that's, you know, so like what Nina was saying, it's like return responsibility. It's like, it is not their responsibility to make me feel a certain way, and vice versa. Take any responsibility I may have given them, calling it back, because again, it's not their responsibility. So, and then in doing that, and it's a slow process, but in doing that, a clarity starts to happen. And then there's shifts and changes, and it's kind of like, we only think of it like a wild animal. It's like a wild animal starts to trust you and will start to get a little bit closer to you. And that's it.
And thrive.
And thrive. And it's an amazing thing just from returning responsibility and sending and returning and retrieving responsibility.
Even though it can take years.
It can take years. Yes.
Yeah. It is the slow and steady. There was a question about aging and earth, and I'm just going to kind of layer that one a little bit because somebody was asking about earth, and is earth like the planet of the heart? And I actually think about earth as the planet of, in Chinese medicine, we correlate it to the stomach and the spleen. And the stomach and the spleen is tied in with the solar plexus, your third chakra. And if we think about stomach, spleen, third chakra, is it possible that all souls that come to reside in the body, this is just a pondering, this is not like a fact from the Galactic Council or Earth Council, it's just a pondering, Is it possible that many souls that come here to this world ride in the body, and what those souls are wanting to learn is the power that enables us to nourish and be nourished, to let ourselves receive nourishment and nourish? And is it possible that many souls that come here either are really good at nourishing but not receiving nourishment, or aren't good at giving nourishment but are good at receiving nourishment? It's like those two sides of the coin. And so that's what I kind of think about. The essence of Earth is holding this container that provides an opportunity every single day to be in this experience of having to receive nourishment and also give nourishment, but in an equal, balanced way, not an unhealthy way. Maybe Earth amplifies and awakens or reflects where we're not healthy with our power around nourishment. Any reflections, anyone?
I haven't really thought about it exactly like that, and that's really cool. And it makes sense because we are, like a lot of us probably that love the 7 cups are called to it. We are used to taking responsibility for others and wanting to fix people and be the pleaser and the helper and the healer, whatever it is. But then we are not always the best at receiving and having that be in balance. So
then the question is, how does Earth receive?
right.
How does Earth receive? How's Earth modeling that to us?
Makes me think through nature.
Mm-hmm.
Just the beauty. And food, it's food is nourishing, and that's coming direct, it's coming out of the ground. It's coming fruit, and it, and we eat it, and so it nourishes us. So we're learning, and it's the body, of course, but the body, by being nourished by that food, by Earth, is in effect modeling it for us as a soul. This is nourishment, this is receiving, and that's just one layer.
And what if the body is positively, empathically impacting the soul?
Right.
Of the soul's like literally in a receiving experience, like empathically experiencing Earth, body receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we learn to receive our light more. Nina?
Yes. On that note, with receiving the light, I think of something you taught us a while ago, and it was like the bird to the sun, or the sunflower to the sun, and just like opening its mouth and just receiving more of your light. And that could be even a daily practice, just receiving. It's for people that struggle with receiving. It's like opening up energetically and just receiving your own light from your spark. More, 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 more. And you can just be in that little mantra, more, 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 until you feel it. And then you can just take a deep breath in and update all your grids and reference points. And then also, I think it was the question of, yes, aging on Earth at this time. I'm not sure if they were speaking with, maybe you can clarify, Leah, but aging like
body aging,
gracefully.
I'm not sure, but it'd be more like, okay, what are your insights on the body going through an aging process?
The thing I think about the most is that, okay, like we focus so much on our beauty and what we look like, and then like the wrinkles come, or your hair gets gray, or you're achy, or what. And just reminding the body, Deva, that your magical nature spirit, you don't have to be anything in the outer world. You're in and amplifying those vibrations inside, and not what you look like, or how, on the outside, on the world, but just how you feel inside, body, Deva. More, 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 more. Your beauty's inside. And And that actually shows in your demeanor, your face, your energy. Your energy is like, it is beautiful the more you amplify inside. And then compared to someone maybe that focuses, no judgment, but someone that might focus on their looks or, even plastic surgery or different things to try to keep their youth. Like they're
Right.
really, trying to.
Yeah, it's like, would we rather have no wrinkles and totally fit, lean, strong, or have a glow?
Yes.
Like literally a glow coming from the body's light, body's line.
Exactly.
Pick the glow.
Yeah, me too.
Astara, Winslow, any reflections on body
Well,
aging?
I will just say that I have really been thinking about going back to the basics and how we are multidimensional beings. And so it's just even think about that, ponder it every day. Like you're a multidimensional being and you get to use your breath, your energy fields, your intent, your imagination, and then you can connect in with these other dimensions. And we talk about it, but sometimes it's like just really pondering that really basic thought.
And that the
Because
body
then
awakens to it, right, too?
yeah. And then it's like it's like that question with the joy. It's like, well, then you can invite your body, Dave, and team to connect in with a dimension where you're in your fullest expression of joy, or where you are the nature spirit, Nina, in your beauty as a nature spirit. But it's like taking time to just like have these. I feel like right now is such a good time to, because the world is a lot. So it's like taking the basics of the 7 cups and then just like thinking about the tiny little morsel that's actually so big. And sometimes it's like take that little seed, and then if you actually just use your imagination and your energy field, it's like, oh, it just blooms. So one tool of just like making it so tiny, but then it's really powerful.
So like that tiny piece that you're speaking about could be like a one-liner that you could say to your body around aging. Body, you are a multidimensional being.
Yeah.
Body, your beauty exists in your divine line, not in your physical form. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Astara.
My body really felt that, Alea. And, and doing this work for the time that I've been doing it, and body, like you saying that, and you modeling it, your body modeling it, and my body feeling it, and me, Soul Rider, feeling my body feeling it, reminds me of a really important piece that when a soul first starts to wake up, and this definitely happened with me. When a soul first starts to wake up, and they don't have that clarity and that awareness that, their body is something separate, that they start to take control of the entire physical situation. And at some point in time, your body's going to rebel. And that rebellion ages the physical form in so many different ways. And so there's definitely this incredible beauty of having this awareness that I am a soul riding in a body, and my body has its own growth and evolutionary path. And I'm taking all anything off, like any of my control chips, and calling it all back.
Really good. I'd never really thought about it like that, of like, oh, yeah, you're right. When the soul over identifies with the body and controls the body, that the body then obviously rebels. We know that one. But I didn't think about how rebellion accelerates the aging process.
It does.
You're like, I felt it. That's good. So that just brought me to, so Winslow, you work with kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so you work with like 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 8-year-olds. And so their bodies are still young. Mm-hmm. And if you were to tune into their body devas, and because I don't work with kids that often.
Yeah.
what is the consciousness that their body devas are in that enables them to hold that youth vibration? I mean, yes, they're young, but do you have any insights on little body devas and how they hold their journey with aging?
I do think that I feel that their body hasn't, that they're still so connected to the other dimensions with the nature spirits or the magical beings. And so it's like their body's still embodying a multidimensional being.
Right, like I'm a cat or I'm a dog
It's
or
like,
I'm
yeah,
a
like
zebra.
because I'm running camps right now. So I'm with kids all day. And so one little boy, like he came to camp and he's like, I'm a wizard. But he's not, it's like he's a wizard. And then everyone else is, yeah, it's like I
So
think
they're so fully in their multidimensional experience. And
yeah,
then that taps, and I just felt that energetically, like it taps
yeah,
them into their body's life force.
right. Right. Because
Yes.
it's like, doesn't have to be the fairies or the magical beings. It might be the nature spirits, the animals. So kind of like thinking about the wind, the river, whatever you love. Yeah, you're right. It does tap them into their life force, like a certain strength, vitality.
Yeah, I'd never seen that like that before. Of like, wow, when body knows its
Yeah.
multidimensional self, like a little 5-year-old being like, I'm a dragon or I'm a wizard,
Yeah.
then they have their life force.
Mm-hmm.
And that could also help us with like the apathy, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I do think, again, I really think about imagination a lot with using our energy fields, because there's also an age where I'm noticing where some kids start feeling like using their imaginations maybe not okay, or it's maybe not seen as being mature. So we might all have moments where we've kind of just like shut
Like
down our
you
imagination.
judge your
You
imagination.
judge your imagination. And I think that the more imagination you have, the more energetically connected the more insights you receive. It's like helps you use your energy fields.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
So it's almost like we have to challenge ourselves every day. How can I embrace my imagination more?
yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the other piece with that, Winslow, is, and Alea, is like, how can I use my imagination more? And it's like it also turns on the memory banks of previous experiences, previous incarnations, maybe specifically like magical ones or
Off planet.
off planet or
Yeah.
this planet. I mean, where you were doing things in a more magical way than we do now in this particular time. And then that, it's like expands the imagination. And right, it does it. It's when you said that, Winslow, it's like, oh, that cleans the energy fields. It's like there's play. That's play.
Enjoy.
Joy.
And I can feel Nina's spinning on this so hard, and also feel how maybe we've had many incarnations on this planet that have been not in the physical dimension.
Mhm.
Nina?
Yes. And adding to that was purity and curiosity. It's like that they're so pure, they're so curious about everything. It's just having that sense of wonder. And like Winslow and Astar mentioned about imagination, like that's our window to everything, to other realms. I mean, Einstein, he's a great example of imagination.
Accessing other dimensions.
Yeah.
And we could have we could ask our team and our guides to amplify curiosity and what was the other word? Purity that you used? Curiosity, purity. And then Winslow with yours would be like a knowing, right? So we'd have our team, our guides amplify curiosity, purity, and a knowing of their other dimensional self to help with like the apathy or the overwhelm. Nina?
And the nature spirits.
And the nature spirits, of course.
Inviting them to model too. They're so good at it.
So good. Well, I want to be sensitive to timing. Is there any other questions that any of you really wanted to speak to from any of our attendees who are asking questions or questions that were submitted before we complete?
I'm seeing one about dream time. Nina, Star, do you guys have one on that? I'm not bringing it up because I do. I'm just.
Oh yeah, there was a dream
It
time
seemed like
one.
a cool one because we all have dreams.
Yeah, and I had an insight on it. But if in a dream you've had a snake appear, a snake bite you, get frightened of a snake, control a snake, anything around the snake energy is tied in with our creative current, our kundalini. And is it possible that either the body or the soul or both are not embracing the creative power? And so it could just be this little gentle mantra, because our dreams give us insights of what we're wanting to work on. You could just have this gentle mantra all day long, or 3 times a day, or once a day, of in some dimension, I'm embracing my creative power. In some dimension, I'm embracing my creative power, or my body's embracing its, or I'm inviting my body to embrace its creative power. And me as a soul, I'm embracing my creative power. And I'm inviting my teams and my guides and my advisors and my spiritual family to embrace the creative power. And then we start to come into a healthier relationship with our creative current, our power, and the snake energy. Any other insights on dreams or snakes?
And isn't it the year of the snake?
I do believe so.
I think so. So maybe that's a theme just for the whole year.
And how do we embrace our power? And I remember last year, like the theme was like, it's going to challenge us to embrace our power. And this year is like, embrace your power. Because in 2026, pedal to the metal. Like we think it's going fast now. The energy is going to amplify next year. And so this year is like, get yourself streamlined, embrace your power, because anything that's in your pockets is going to fly out. So we like streamline. Any other insights on dreams, snake?
Dreams. This is kind of recent around dreams. It seems like whatever I've been thinking about during the day, or whatever I've been focused on during the day, and not necessarily something that it impacts my life. It's outside of my life, like it's another person's story, or it's a show, or it's something like that. And then it shows up in my dream time. And it's like, in the past, I would have gotten so obsessed with that particular situation. Like, why is this showing up in my dream time? Now it's really simple. Just send information. And so I do. I just send information to that window. It's like, it's like some dimension found me and said, send me info. And I do. And then it goes away. So I get so obsessed with something different.
Winslow and Nina, either of you have any insights on dreams?
Only insight that I have about, well, to add to this, I shouldn't say the only, but to add to this would be to have a notebook and a pen next to your bed, and either before you go to bed or when you wake up, you could write down like what maybe an insight that came to you, or if you're wanting clarity about something, maybe you could write, to my guides, help with this, da 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 da. And it might not happen that night, but repeatedly, it may come to you within a week or so or more.
Beautiful.
I think the only piece I was thinking about was I was curious, maybe in the morning when you wake up with this particular question, like how do you, maybe you don't remember the details, but what's the emotion? Did you feel sad? Did you feel angry, scared? And then just kind of make note of that, because if there's the feeling scared, kind of the anger, there could be a piece of pulling all of your energy out of discordant dimensions into positive harmonic dimensions. Is it like a joyful dream, or are they confused, muddled? But just maybe to note the emotions. And then in the next podcast, keep us posted. And then we could see what that emotional piece is, if there's a certain pattern over time.
Beautiful. That's so great, Winslow. And also too, whenever I've had really dark dreams, which that feel personal, I'll say to myself, oh, I'm so glad that I'm addressing that messy, dark, scary energy in dream time, so I don't have to create it in daytime. Oh. I'd rather do my cleanup in dream time than daytime. So we can actually like load the really messy into dream time. Yes, you might be tossing and turning, but that's one other way to handle it.
And this might be a theme like between now and Halloween.
Yeah.
So this might actually, for everyone, maybe we're all going to be, our dreams might be varied.
And this just came to me, so we can explore it with practitioners. So all of you that are listening, like maybe we'll do this, maybe we won't, maybe in some dimension. But as practitioners, we could say, okay, once every 2 weeks on Tuesday night, we're going to do Dreamtime work. And all the practitioners join, all the 7 Cups practitioners join together. There's like 6 of us, and we work in Dreamtime with you. And it's just something that we do, because we all do work in Dreamtime, but it's just a conscious intent of holding that door open. So that's a possibility. I actually saw that today for my own personal self. I was like, oh, I should do a Dreamtime session for everybody that wants it. And then any of the practitioners that want to join me, we could do that. We can explore that.
I like that.
Me too.
Yeah, be kind of fun.
Tuesday nights. Okay.
Tuesday night, but not every Tuesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, once every 3 weeks or 2 weeks, because each one of you as practitioners, you're working in Dreamtime, and so with a particular audience, and so we want to make sure that we don't overwork in Dreamtime. And as Nina was saying earlier, she's like, okay, I say I'm gonna take the night off. I'm not gonna do work in Dreamtime, and then it's a time for you to really rest and restore. And the way that I calibrate my dream time, for any of you that are listening that are practitioners or of any type of work, or working with anybody in any service industry, feel into the idea that you could say to yourself, okay, I'm going to work for an hour or 2 hours in dream time. And then for 6 hours, I'm going to rest and restore. Body's going to rest and restore. Because how many hours a day do we really want to work? 3? Okay, dream time. 1, 2. So what feels supportive and sustainable? So calibrating our dream time for that. Dream time play session. Anything else from any of the practitioners before we complete? Any other insights or little pearls that you want to share with our audience before we sign off?
I'm just thinking that we've covered so many different pieces in this podcast. So you listening could pick 1 or 2, which is also something Alea always says. Pick 1 or 2 that you're really wanting to work on, ponder, and then work on those for the next couple weeks. Just because there's so much in so many different categories.
And on that note, an exercise that I do many times during the day is I remind myself to stabilize in my light. And it brings all of the pieces together. So yeah, and it kind of goes with what Nina was talking about, of like a flower looking at the sun, or, and it's like, you're in your light.
I'll start.
And adding to that, maybe reminding Body Deva to ground in her him or her to ground in their very own unique way.
Beautiful. Yeah, as the veils continue to thin between now and October 31st.
Yes.
Yeah, grounding in our light. Simple. I love it. Thank you all. Thank you, practitioners, for sharing your pearls of wisdom. Thank you, audience, participants, for joining us, for live chatting with us. And feel free to explore the offerings. We'll share a link when we send out the email for booking a session with a practitioner. And I hope all of you have a lovely afternoon, morning, or evening, no matter where you are, what time it is in the day. And just take a moment to wrap yourself in sheets of rainbow light, gently bringing in the pieces that resonate for you in your own unique way. We're in deep gratitude for this multidimensional gathering that comes together when we create safe space. Let it be so. Oh. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you.
You have been listening to the Cups of Consciousness show with me, Alea Dow. Receive a free month of the Cups of Consciousness. Go to 7cupsofconsciousness.com. When you get your free month, you will get 5 cups a week for 4 weeks. You'll also receive access to a live Tall Cup of Consciousness session. Feel free to review the show. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Aho.